Welcome to the Museum of Native American History. This weekend is the Native American Cultural Celebration, Tradition Through Pop Culture. We're dedicated to the diversity of cultures from South America to Alaska and over to the Antilles. But in that 14,000-year history, it's important that we connect present-day cultural leaders, artists, Yale law professors, congresswomen, poet laureates, earth guardians, and today is a very special honor. But in that connection, I would like to read this one statement that I keep close to my desk by Wilma Mankiller, the first woman chief of the Cherokee Nation. I believe that the ancient tribal cultures have important lessons to teach the rest of the world about the interconnectedness of all living things, and the simple fact that our very existence is dependent upon the natural world we are rapidly destroying. Wilma Mankiller. And so with that, by connecting the past to present day, to educating future generations, it's our honor to welcome Partnership with Native Americans who do extraordinary work.
I want to tell you a little bit about Partnership with Native Americans. We have been serving in Indian country for about 30 years. We work with about 300 reservation communities in the Northern Plains and in the Southwest. These communities are ones that many of them you have not heard of. They are some of the most remote and isolated places in our community, in our whole country really, and they're absolutely beautiful. They are under-resourced, and by that I mean that in so many of the communities where we work, they don't have the things that we just take for granted. Many times they do not have clean water to drink. They may not have doctors, hospitals, pharmacies anywhere near them. They may be 90 miles or more away from the closest source of food. And so they struggle because of that. Yet so many people in our country don't know about the situation on the reservation communities. We champion hope for change in communities. There is absolutely no shortage of solutions about what needs to be done or good solid plans about how to make sustainable changes. What is lacking is the financial support to be able to do that. And so that is where Partnership with Native Americans comes in. Accomplished American, Native American actor and producer, Wes Studi.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here and honored to begin to work with PWNA. We're here simply to announce our partnership with PWNA. And like I say, I think that the partnership has done some good things in the past and will continue to do good things for people in need. And that in itself is the reason I was excited to have gotten an offer from the partnership to work with them in terms of being sort of the face of PWNA, if I could. Yeah.
What role does just simple awareness play in making sure that people understand about the underfunding and the needs?
I think it's primary. I think it's priority that the larger part of our outreach is to inform. Like you say, it was shocking to you. I think it will be shocking to others. And what we really want to address, I think, is foundation funding and just general overall giving, which has absolutely dropped since, say, '08 for one. I mean, that's at least a mile marker, wherein donations that work toward helping Native Americans have dropped extremely, when you say. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I will come back to where we're having this event with the museum that the Bogles have put together here. It's all about learning. There's so much of our history that we don't know, and the misperceptions that we find most as we're talking to individual donors and to foundations and corporations and other funders is that there's a misperception that all Native Americans benefit tremendously from casino revenue. But as you saw on that screen, less than 15% have that advantage. There's a misperception that all Native Americans get free housing and free education, and that is absolutely not the truth. And also, I think so many people, because the communities in which we work, these are tribal lands, so many people have not been there. They are unaware of what's going on. And I find with a lot of the foundations, they give to the same programs to have to do with hunger and helping people produce food and education and safety, but they do it in other countries. Not that other countries don't need that, but they don't realize that these same conditions exist here.
So I know you mentioned the scholarships and so forth, and I know you're starting with outreach. So where is the money going, and what are some of the projects that you have to benefit the Native Americans?
Well, for partnership with Native Americans, 72 cents of every dollar raised goes directly into our program support. We have a scholarship program. We do community gardens. We do nutritional training. One of the things that many of the tribal communities have told us is that they need leadership training and help invest in their leadership so they can become more effective at their jobs. We do that as well. We do a great deal of response to disaster situations because these are not communities that are going to receive federal aid as other communities might that are off reservation lands. And then we do a tremendous amount of just getting to the organizations food and clean water and personal care products.
Hi, my name is Kelly Burns. I'm here with an organization by the name of Earth Guardians. We have about 6 Indigenous youth that participated in an Indigenous Youth Leadership Development training that we hosted last June, and they're here to present throughout the weekend. Their age range is about 16 to 23, 24. So I'm wondering if you guys are working within that age range. These youth are leaders that have stood on the front lines of various pipelines and environmental genocide in their own communities, whether it's Ponca City or Cheyenne River Reservation, Standing Rock. And a lot of them are kind of turning away from frontlines direct action, so to speak, in that way, and really looking for solutions in their communities. So I'm wondering what partnerships with Native Americans does in that way with this age group and really food sovereignty.
Well, thank you for what you're doing with your organization. We too have a tremendous interest in youth because that's where change begins. And we have held 2 Native youth conferences on nutrition where we have had our Native chefs come in, people who come in and teach them how to plan menus, how to cook special foods, using things that they can get locally. In some of them, they actually go out and forage. It's just incredible what they can cook and how well that's received. And then we send them home with the utensils that they need. This is what you need to do your canning. This is what you need to make your smoothies, those kinds of things. So we share that commitment to including youth in the solutions because the solutions won't play out if the youth are not involved and committed to doing this. And I think the food sovereignty issue is one that we believe very strongly in and are supporting with a great deal of our staff and our funds because we see that as a way to build stronger communities and to build sustainable communities so that they are not dependent on outside resources.